Hello, this is Susan Havener. How you doing today? I'm excited. I just spent the last 5 hours sitting here in my home with some really big movers and shakers and doing some incredible planning on how to take this to the next level. And that's what we're here for, to talk with you today. What I want to talk about is a couple different topics. First is I want to talk about your mindset. And when I say mindset, your story. Okay, so last week was your first week. Now this is your second day into your second week. Typically what happens at this point is, okay, you're out there, you're going for it, you're talking to people, and people aren't necessarily responding to you the way that you are expecting them to respond. Are you making a story up about that? I hope it's the kind of story that's going to get you where you want to go. So let's talk about that story. Are you making the story up that, I don't know how to do this, this doesn't work, this is too hard, people don't respond to me? Stop, 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 stop. The reason I want you to stop it is this. There is a science in the world called the science of numbers. And how that science works is the more people you go out and talk to, it's going to get you through the nose to get you to the yeses. Is that what you want? That's what I want for you, and I know that's what you want for yourself. So while you're going through this process, what I want to challenge you to is I want to challenge you not to get off in what's happening to make up the story that doesn't support where you want to go. That's the first thing. The second thing is I want to talk to you about momentum. I want to help you to understand how momentum works. How people think it's like this, magical thing that only a handful of people know. It's not. It's a science. It's a science, and all you have to do is understand the science so it can work for you. So I'm going to have you take a paper, 8.5 by 11, and turn it longwise, horizontally, I should say. And what I want you to do is I want you to take, and I want you to have 6 steps going up diagonally on that paper. And alongside of those steps, I want you to write momentum. And then up on the top left-hand corner of that paper, I want you to write the nuts and bolts. What are the nuts and bolts? Are they the nuts and bolts we go out and get and put together a piece of something mechanically? You would think so. But it's the nuts and bolts that put your business together. And those things are this: one-on-ones, 3-way phone calls, home meetings, extreme food parties, listening to this video, conference calls, trainings, going to events, doing the mindset. These are all nuts and bolts that actually help to put together the structure of your business. So here you are in month 1. You have nobody in your business. What are we wanting to do? I tell people that the most expensive commodity in a home-based business is not money. It's time. And the reason it's time is because you can throw all the money you want at this business, but what you need is you need time, and I'm going to show you why. Here you are in step 1, which is your first month. You have no one in your business. How are you going to get those people to consume the product and be a champion with you on this cause of saving 5 million children a year that die otherwise of undernourishment? The way you're going to do that is you got to do the nuts and bolts. You got to do the one-on-ones. You got to do the 3 ways. You got to go to the extreme food parties. You got to bring people. You got to create a list. You got to go to the events. You got to listen to this video. In doing all these things, you're sifting through to find what? Starting with one person, whether it's a consumer or whether it's a champion that wants to champion the cause with you. What you're doing is now you're on that first step and you got your first person, and they're a consumer. Well, what do you do with that consumer? Well, you help them to get a great experience on the product, but you also, as you're servicing them and you are helping them to get a great experience on the product, then they get on the product, they love the product, and what do? They go and they tell their friends and family because they have more energy and they feel better. So now you've gone from, in your first month, from week 1 to nobody, to week 2 you got a person, and now you've gone by the end of week 2, what have you done by doing all those nuts and bolts? You've now taken that consumer, because you've done such a great job of doing what? Servicing them, giving them value, helping them to get the value of these products, to understand what they need to do to stay taking the products, etc. And now they want the products free. And because they want the products free, they now have put a list together, and they're sending the movies out to their lists, or they're inviting people over to an extreme food party. And now that one went from 1 to now they have 3 people who want the product. You've now gone to 4 people. How do you get momentum going? You've got 4 people. Now what you're doing is, I like to work where I don't put the cart in front of the horse. I want to put the horse and then put the cart behind the horse. So the way I do that is, I look for my champions. And why do I look for my champions first? I look for my champions because I want them to help me. When I have 50 consumers, I can't take care of 50 consumers myself. So what I want to do is, I want to find those people, and together we take care of all those consumers. Now, so here you are in month 1. How do you get month 2 going more and get it going to where you've got more people coming into your business, and you're growing your business from 0 to 15 customers that are buying the product every single month? You're doing more of those nuts and bolts. You're doing the extreme food parties. You're doing the activities. You're tracking off your activity on the tracker. You're looking at your volume. You're adding value to people's lives. And now you've gone from 4 people, because you're teaching these people how to have an extreme food party. You're teaching them how to talk and what videos they can use to talk to people about these products. You're finding the champions out of those people. You're showing them how to fast start their business. Guess what? And the next week, you'll be able to go in the section under training on Success Mentors, and you will be able to have a complete fast start, that you take your brand new person, step 1, step 2, step 3, exactly what to do. It's all going to be there. You're going to love it. So here we are. Here's the stair steps. You're now going into your 2nd month. You now have a half a dozen people. How do you take that half a dozen people and grow them to grow into 20 people, and to grow them into 30, and to grow them into 60? You team up with your people. The people getting their products free, you're showing them how to service their people so they can continue to get their products free. And you're also showing your champions how to do all those nuts and bolts. And together, you're now going from month 2 to where now you're getting that momentum going, and now you've gone from nobody in your business to where you had 1 extreme food makeover, and now in your network of consumers and champions, you got a half a dozen extreme food parties going on in different places. You've got tons of people that are getting on conference calls. You've got people getting life-changing experiences, and you have saved the life of 20, 30, 40 children. The one thing I want to say that is so important for you to get is, do not stop. When you get those 20 or 30 people, how do you get that true momentum? You get there and you show up, and you go in there, and what do? You find out who the consumers are that want their products free. You find out who the champions are. And what do? You help those consumers that want their products free understand what they need to do to get it free. You help those champions understand how to do the nuts and bolts. And you're doing it, you're developing, you're cultivating, and guess what? What you've done is you've done all those nuts and bolts, and now you're in month 3, and you've got all this exciting stuff going on, and you take it to month 4, and month 5, and month 6. The way you're doing that, folks, is you're making sure that story supports where you want to go. When things don't work, you don't go to the dump and pick up all the garbage and make up this story that doesn't align with where you want to go. You just push it off, and you go to the numbers game. You go to the numbers game, and what you say is, it's a numbers game. I got to keep going until I can get to that yes. So, folks, we're going to send out this sheet to help you to understand momentum. We're going to have all the nuts and bolts. We're going to have the stair steps. And what I want you to understand is that, 19 years ago when Dwight and I started our business, it cost us $1,000 to start our business. Guess what? The most valuable commodity we put in our business was us, our time, our energy. Today, we could sell our business for millions of dollars because we did the work. We put the time in. We invested the money as we went along. We didn't, first month we were in the business, put $500,000 or $5,000 or even $3,000. We put what we could afford. But the most important thing of what we put in this business was we put our time into it. And then we got other people who would put their time into it. And then we woke up one day and we were presidential. And then we woke up one day and we were a platinum. So my message to you is to understand the elements that you need to capture, you need to embrace, and you need to get involved and do. And you too will take it, whether it's national, regional, executive, presidential. It'll happen for you. I hope this has been helpful for you. I look forward to talking with you all on Thursday night, and I'll be back tomorrow with some more good tidbits. God bless and have a great day.